So today we are going to make something exciting. It's the caramel popcorn. Caramel popcorn is like my favorite dessert, and I thought I keep buying that out when I go, and I thought we have to just kind of make it. So it's like, you don't have to wait for somewhere to go to get the favorite caramel popcorn. And so I thought I would just nail the way in which like I like the most, which is like really caramel stuff, rich and buttery, but it is not very sticky, and the right one that you keep getting when you go to the malls and movies. Okay, so the first thing that you will need is the popcorn that we can pop it in the microwave and then get it done, or you could just do it in the pressure cooker, or maybe even in like an open stove with like a vessel covered. And it depends like whether you're going to buy the corn kernels like directly and then use some oil or butter and then do it yourself. No, it is up to you like how you can pop the popcorn. But the easiest stuff for me, like without too much of technical stuff, like safely getting out the popcorn, is to use the microwave popcorn for me. So the instructions are pretty much given within the pack itself. So it just, if you have not seen this before, so I'm just opening it out for people who may not have seen this before. So it just comes in a pack like this. It is all completely sealed, and then there is this yellow colored stuff, and it says this side down. Okay, and so when you're going to place this on the microwave, you will just place it like this with the yellow side down, and it also says this side up. Okay, it just goes with the pack, and you're not going to open the pack when you're going to put it in the microwave. Okay, and then you can just read through the instructions when it says like there is like the time in between. You can just pop it out, take it, and then put it back. It says cooking time is 2 minutes on high. Now it's just going to start popping out. You're going to hear them pop, and then that is the exciting thing about popcorn. But then allow it to wait and don't go beyond some time. Like there could be a few kernels inside the pack which just doesn't pop. I mean, they will just never pop later also. But then you can just continue for like maybe 5 more seconds each time to just try if those kernels are going to pop as well. But if they don't, and you're just going to discard them, and then have the ones that will actually pop and then become popcorn. Okay, so this one I'm just going to place it like this in the microwave, and I'm going to run the microwave on high power for 2 minutes, and then I will get back when the popcorn is all popped up. Okay, so now in the meantime, when this goes into the microwave, what we are also actually going to do is get the caramel sauce thing done. So first let me put this into the microwave and get back to show you how to make the caramel sauce, which you're just going to pour it on the popped popcorn and then make the caramel popcorn out of it. So I've popped about 2 packs of the popcorn. For the caramel sauce that I want to do, you need about like 60 grams of the popped popcorn. Now if you want to do only for like say 1 pack, or if you have the bigger pack, then if that pack itself says like 60 grams above, then that 1 pack is enough. Now if you're going to use the small pack and don't want to do the other one, then you can cut down the caramel sauce's ingredients by half. Okay, okay, so the popcorn is ready now, and we just need to start making the caramel sauce. Okay, so I'm setting the popcorn aside, and then I'm just going to get the induction stove. You can do it on a stove top as well. So the ingredients that I have here are the sugar, okay, and then I have liquid glucose. You can use light corn syrup as in its place, and then I have butter. Now I'm going to add all these three into the saucepan to start with first, and then I have salt, and then that's baking soda, and then I also have vanilla extract. Now all this I will be adding after the sugar turns into caramel. Now here I'm going to add all of them together, right? So now let me bring the stir into the center. So into this butter, the order doesn't matter because all three has to get combined. Sugar, and then the liquid glucose or the corn syrup. Just going to give it a mix. And wait until the butter melts fully, and then I'm just going to leave it on the heat undisturbed for about say 5 minutes, because we just want to allow the sugar to caramelize. So I'm just mixing to just make sure the butter is combined well. And then I'm going to allow it to cook and wait for the sugar to caramelize. And then I will mix it back again if I'm just going to see if the sugar like kind of burns in one side and then it is just not getting evenly caramelized, and then I'll just check on it, but then we need to just wait for about 5 minutes. I'm just going to mix it up. It's slightly starting to caramelize. I'm just going to wait for a nice deep amber color, but you also don't want it to kind of burn, and then it will turn, the taste will turn into bitter. So I'm just checking the bottom and then letting it cook back again. So I'm going to mix it back again. You can see the color changing, but then we still need it to be more caramel color, right? So I'm just going to mix it up and then leave it back again, allowing it to cook. So you can see it's turned light brown at the stage. Okay, we'll be adding this into the popcorn, and we will bake the popcorn again for about 20 minutes. But still I want the caramel to go up by one more color. Okay, so I'm just going to mix it up and wait for the sauce to caramelize even more. So this is the color nearly of what the caramel sauce would be. And ideally we could have like one shade higher, but just make sure we are not burning the sauce, which is also allow the time that it will going to get baked in the oven. I'm just going to leave it for about like say 2 more minutes. So I think this shade should be quite good. So I'm going to switch it off. I have like a really nice caramel flavor as well coming out. I could smell um, the nice flavor of caramel into this while it's still hot. After taking it out of the stove, I'm just going to add the baking soda. As you add, it just starts bubbling up as well. And I'm adding the salt and then the vanilla. I'm just going to mix it up. And then I'm just going to get the bowl of the popcorn and then pour the caramel sauce just all around. Just going to keep about half of it back in the saucepan. I'm just going to cut and fold, making sure the sauce just coats all of the popcorn. I'm just going to use 2 spatulas to just mix it up quickly, spreading out the caramel sauce all around. Just break up the lumps. So once it's all coated well, and I'm just going to spread it on the baking tray. So the baking tray I have here, I've just lined it up with silk pad. You could just also use parchment paper to go on. I'm just going to spread this whole thing out. Now, if it's not too hot to handle, try spreading it out with your hands as well. Just make it as flat as possible, and I'm just going to pop it into the oven and then bake it for about 20 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius, and then I'll get back once the caramel is just hardened up. It's not going to be like really hard, but it's not going to be sticky as well anymore. We're just going to remove off any moisture that will be there just with the caramel, and then you will have the dry caramel popcorn ready with you. You can just store it up for quite well, and this baking step will just ensure that we're just getting rid of any moisture that will just be there around on the popcorn. Okay, so I'll get back once I have just done baking of the caramel popcorn. So the caramel popcorn is all baked and then out. Okay, so you can see it's like kind of in one a piece, like the caramel has melted and then it's just hardened back again. Now here you can see how crispy it is. You can just break them into bite-sized pieces. Okay, it's like extremely crispy. It's like warm, like say about 5 minutes out of the oven. And that's why I'm able to kind of handle this. Okay, so I'm just going to break. Okay, so now they are just ready and you can start eating. And before you could just serve them, just break them into smaller pieces so you could just use them. Okay, now where you can actually use that when you're like say like this as a snack, or you could just use them to put it on top of your cake or like a caramel popcorn cake. And then they also are like extremely yummy because of the salted caramel together with the popcorn, the corn flavor and the caramel flavor together is like extremely yummy. Now you could also bake them because they are like really very crispy. You could break them into even finer pieces. Like you can just add them in the ziploc and then break them into finer pieces and then add them as filling inside your cake. Like it could be like caramel popcorn flavor as well. Like smaller chunks are fine, or you could just break them using the knife and then you can add them inside the filling. You could even grind them into like a fine powder. Okay, and then this flavor is just going to be thoroughly made into like a paste. Like you grind them like into powder and then continue to grind, and you will be having a paste, and that paste you can simply mix it up with your buttercream or your whipped cream or any of the mousse base. So you will have like a caramel popcorn mousse itself that you could do, that you can use it on your cake fillings. So there are a lot of creative ways that you can use this, but this flavor is like amazing. But then they also add like like a return gift that you can make together with the rest of your other desserts that you do. And they also add like a separate independent dessert that you could just make and then make them into bags, and then you're just taking it out to a bake sale, because this is like not readily available on top of a supermarket counter. But then like we are able to make, and then this you could just keep it like for quite long. I mean, the storage is just not going to be a hassle, that you could just bake from your home and then like maybe give it out as gifts, and then like your bake sale ideas, and where you can also add it on to your cakes on the top, and then like a crispy thing within the layers, and then also like make it into a powder or then into a paste, and then flavor your filling and frosting as well. So it's like the versatile dessert that I really love the most. I wanted to share how to make that right from your home. So I really wish you guys make that. When you make, don't forget to share your results with me, and I'll be very happy to check out on how you guys have made your version of the caramel popcorn.